Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It's Thursdays with Susan. I'm so excited to be on here. You guys asked a question of what you guys wanted, what techniques you wanted, and recently Tina did a painting, and I think, Tina, that was the winter painting that you did. If you're on here, pop on, say hi, wave to me, let me know you're here. I'm going to go ahead and prep this paint pad, and I would highly suggest you guys getting a paint pad. This is a multimedia pad of paper. This one is an 11 by 14, and this is the brand that I have. It's 11 by 14. This one has, let me see how many sheets this has in here. It has 60 sheets in here, so you can do 60 paintings, 60 practices, 60 techniques. You can do all kinds of stuff. Hey, Brooke, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, Tina. Tina, you made it on here. This is for you, Tina. Everyone else will benefit, but this is for you, girl. You are the painting maven, and I love, 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 love seeing all your paintings here in the group. Now, you don't have to tape this off. So look what I just did. I taped off the edges, and let me show you one of the reasons why I do that, because if you don't, let's see what we've got. We've got bleed over. You can see on this edge of this paper there's paint right there because it bleeds over. Plus, if you tape it off, look at how pretty and crisp that is. And this looks much cleaner than, let's see, I got our little koala. Super cute, but that would have looked cute with a border on it. So, I taped this off. When I pull the tape off, you guys, I use a heat gun or a blow dryer. Otherwise, it will tear your paper. Let's see. I had something pop up and it got in the way. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Brooke, are you going to be painting this? Look at what I'm going to paint today. I am going to put a background on here instead of just doing a fence post. You will learn how to do the fence post. This background, we're going to do super, super simple. So when... if you want to paint this, print this off. Definitely print it off, or print off what I do up here because it'll be a little bit different. Let me fold this over. Anytime you do a fence, it's the same principles. I'm going to show you this up close. You can see that the sun is shining on top of the fence post right here, and then there's darkness underneath where the shadow is. The light is coming from this direction. You can see that because there's light on the left side of the post and darkness on the right. I'm going to show you how to do that. You can do it either rough hewn like this, like a split rail, or you can do it with fence boards. But let's paint the background. You're super excited? Oh my gosh. Okay, good. So I want you guys to paint this. This is going to be a super easy, fast painting for you. The background is amazing. It's not really the focal point. These flowers up close will be more important, but the fence is the star of the show. The fence is the star of the show. So we are going to actually put more, spend more time with the fence than all the other stuff. So let's get doing this. I have the primary paint colors, just primary colors, and I added some green so I don't have to mix my green and brown. Okay, easy peasy. I'm going to be making this bluish, it's not really a true purple, it's kind of like a periwinkle, by adding a tiniest bit of red and then mostly white so that they're variation. And in this, you can see back in here, there's tiny little pink flowers and a little bit of yellow flowers and some white tips. So just to give it some detail and dimension, there's no leaves. Look, no leaves on these flowers. I'm going to just do a grassy background with yellows going down to a darker green because this will be shaded because of all of the flowers. So just cover your background. Don't worry about it, just cover it. Cover, cover, cover. So I'm gonna use a jumbo brush. You could do this with a paper towel. You guys wanna see me do it with a paper towel? There's two of you on here, you can decide. Do you want me to do it with a paper towel? Good morning, Lois, good morning. Good morning, I'm glad to see you in here, Lois. I hope that you have a chance to do your paint kits. You're going to be in here for another month, so I'm glad you're here. So tell me, do you want me to do this with a paper towel or with a paintbrush? I'll do whatever you say, whoever says it first. Paint the background with a paper towel or a paintbrush. You guys, I want you to think outside the box, so maybe this would be more fun. Paper towel, yes, or paintbrush? I need words. Yes, yes to what? Paper towel or paintbrush? You can do either. Paper towel. Okay, paper towel. I am going to use 2 separate plates. So I'll have a clean plate. I'm going to have my greens and yellows, and I'm just going to dab my green and put it on my plate. I want to put a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of brown in there because I don't want it to be Christmas green. I'm going to show you this real quick, and some white. Okay, this is what I've got. And I'm just going to smudge this around. Remember, I'm starting with the darker, but I'm going to start with the lighter first in the background. So look, paper towel. I'm just smudging. I want the lighter yellow-green for the background. And that's this area here. So I'm just going to take this paper. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. And look at how it makes all of that texture. You would have to spend forever to try to make that texture with a paintbrush. It doesn't work the same. Grab a little bit more paint. I want my, you notice I didn't stir it all up? If you stir it all up, you get one color. I like to shop from different areas so I get different colors. Okay, I'm just going to add some different colors in here. I just picked up some more white. You don't have to have full coverage. It's okay if there's some in the background, like some of the background is showing. I need some more paint. I definitely like to use a little bit of brown with my green because it's too Christmassy. I don't want Christmassy. I have something to hold on to, so I'm not getting all messy. Okay, just put some more paint on here. You can see that I'm kind of pushing my paper towel in various directions. Watch. I'm not just going stamp, 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 because then you create a design. I don't want a design. I want to have it random. As we get lower, I'm going to add some more brown, green, and yellow, and less white. Okay, less white. Maybe more yellow. Okay, I'm going to offload this here just so that when I go up to this part, there's better transition instead of a line. If I started here with this, it would create a line. I don't want a line. So I'm going to offload what I've got and then kind of smudge it up into what's already up there. If you get a heavy spot like these in your painting, that means that you need to refold your paper towel just a little bit because it's holding on to some paint in one little area. Or just push it around a few more times. Green, yellow, add some more. This is such a fun background. And I don't want it to be a straight line, so I'm not doing straight lines. So you can see that I'm pulling this up here only on one side. So we don't have a line because that's the only thing your eye will see. If it's too splotchy, just kind of rub it around a little bit. The multimedia pads aren't as forgiving as a canvas. Canvas is smoother. Multimedia pads just suck this paint up. Suck it up. More green. I want this down here to be darker. It's a light transition, you guys. It's not serious transition. And once we add the flowers in there and the fence, this becomes totally background. You don't even notice it anymore. I'm adding some more paint. Look, you have background. Look at that. Now, if you look at this from afar, it looks like a field of grass, right? If this is actually too dark for you, take your paper towel, add a little white to it, and soften that up. A little white and yellow. Ooh, I got it in some black. That's okay. We're going to go with that. I'm going to refold my paper towel, get rid of that black, and paint some colors over it. I like that light stuff. I might put that down some here. There we go. What do you think, you guys? Easy? Easy peasy? So now you can just toss this. You don't even have to clean it. Toss it. All right, we are going to be doing what most artists do, is we're going to draw with paint. On this painting, There are flowers in the background that are behind the fence and flowers that are in front of the fence. So let's work on getting all the flowers in there. And then once we get the fence in, we can put a few more that go overlap the fence in front of the fence posts. They won't overlap under here because there is a fence post in here. And so the fence is about this far up off the ground. So they're only gonna overlap close to where the post is and not where the rail is. Hope that makes sense. You can see that there are yellow flowers in there, pink flowers in there. Okay, super cute. And we're gonna do those with probably, let's do it with, let's think. We can do it with this. We can do it with this. We can do it with this. So let's get the ones in the background because these overlap those and those overlap those. Let's get some of these pink ones in here. So I have red and white and I want it to be bright pink. So I want a lot of red. That's a pretty color right there. So we're gonna put some of those. I already have this paint on my brush, so maybe I'll put it on with these. Now when I put it on the canvas, I'm not gonna smash it like this. These are delicate little flowers. I'm just gonna use the corner of my paintbrush and not touch it very hard. Look, just little dabs with the corner of my paintbrush. You don't wanna use a liner brush because what it will look like is dots, like uniform dots. We don't want uniform, we want a cluster. So here's a cute little cluster. We're barely gonna touch our brush. If you push hard, you get that. Sometimes we want that. This time we just want the corner of our brush and just let it offload so that some are softer and some are see-through. Okay, let's do some of those. Now this is nature, so it doesn't have to be the same as the picture, right? Flowers grow random. I'm getting paint on my brush and I'm gonna offload my brush over here so that I don't get globs of paint on the picture. Okay, there's a bunch up here, way up here. You wouldn't think that, but they're way up here. Just little clusters. They have to touch each other so they don't look like measles or chicken pox or polka dots. Come up on the hill. I might want a little bit more white. So I'll do some that are pink and then I'll add some white to them just to give them a little highlight. Okay, they're a little bit more red down here. They don't have to be the same color. Clustered together. These are little clusters of flowers. And now I'm going to take that same brush and just get a little white. And then just give each like a little kiss here and there. Not everywhere, just a little here and there so it looks like they're dimensional. Okay, far away they look like a cluster of flowers. Close up. Hey, Janet, my sister's on here. That's so awesome. Good morning, Pookie. You're at work, right? We're doing flowers. Now we're gonna do littler ones here, just tiny. I didn't add more paint to my brush because I don't want big globs. I want them to be kind of see-through, not in a line, little clusters. Some over here. We may add some later after we get our fence posts in here because some of these might be covered up by our fence posts, but that's okay. I didn't reload my brush. I kind of want them, an idea of them in here, but not like in your face. Some there's going to be more of, some there's going to be less. Random. It's a field of flowers. I love wildflowers. It's my favorite. Wildflowers. Okay, some in here. I didn't reload my brush. There's a little bit transparent. There's just a few peeking out in here. Okay. The reason you see more out here is because they're in the distance and everything in the distance is compacted. Like if you're looking at something like this, it would be, let me do a plate here. If you're looking at something that's like this, you would see this. But if it's tilted like this, they cluster together visually. I hope that makes sense to you. I hope it makes sense. We're gonna get some in here, random, just for a little color. And then there's yellow ones. I didn't even clean my brush, you guys. I'm gonna put some yellow ones. Not a lot back here, mostly up here. So I'm gonna put a couple back here. I didn't clean my brush. Just gonna put some random ones. It may look like you already have them because of using your paper towel. And I'm going to add a tiny bit of white to my yellow just to make it pop off of that background some more. Random. Now I'm going to be covering up most of these, but I want some of these to peek through the background, and then I'll put some more on top. A lot of these will be covered up, but we want to do that on purpose so that it looks like there's some underneath of the purple ones and some on top. These are bigger, so the closer you are, the bigger things are, the farther away, the smaller they are, and the softer they are. Like these wouldn't be as bright. And you wouldn't think that it makes a difference getting these in here underneath of the purple, but it does. All the layers make a difference. That's way too big of a blob, but I'm going to cover those up with purple. Look at this. Pookie, are you working? Okay, it looks like a jumbled mess. All of this is going to start making sense when we get the purple flowers on, and then when we get the white caps on top of the purple. Okay, so that's the blooms. They're the older parts of the purple. And then when we get the fence in, ooh, it's going to come to life. This won't mean anything. So at this point, don't worry about it. Okay, these are tall. They're tall, so I'm going to use this brush. I'm going to be making mostly light blue. I'm going to stir it up on this plate over here. And I want some light blue with the tiniest, I may even use that paint, the tiniest bit of red. Tiny, more blue. And I don't want it stirred up all together. That's too purple. And that's probably good. I'm going to start with this color. It's kind of a periwinkle. You can see that it's on my brush. And you see how my brush is loaded up with paint and it's all split? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. When we touch this, we're going to touch our canvas. We're not going to paint it. So we're going to be doing this. Touching it and push touch. Okay? If you need to, load up more paint. Doesn't have to be exact. We're making an idea. This is going to be mostly for the fence. So, in our picture, if you want, you can take some chalk. I have chalk right here, somewhere. Okay, so our fence goes almost to the top, down to here. All of this is going to be those purple flowers. So that's over half. So this is about half, and this goes all the way up to here. Okay, that's a lot. Most of it is purple. Hi, Deanna. Deanna, Janet's on here. Awesome. I'm adding more paint. Okay, so I'm just going to be touching this sideways. I don't want to put it straight on. Okay, oh, that's kind of cool. Test it. We're going to do all the way up here. And we're going to start with these up here. And you can see that this split brush, using it on the edge, I just did a lot of work for no effort. So use the edge. You don't want them to be too tall. Leave some gaps. We want some little ones in here. And then turn your brush around, offload that paint. I'm not trying to do a picture of flowers, you guys. This is solely to make this fence look awesome. And if it gets too light or too dark, get some more paint. And there's a ton, but these are more separated down here. Way more separated. Okay, these are closer together because they're far away. There's some up here, some random ones up there. Little tiny little ones up there. I'm just using the tip of my paintbrush, not the whole length of it. I'm just using the tip just to get some little ones that are smaller because they're farther away, and then I'll make those lighter. And we're just going to put these in here so that we can get to the fence, Tina, so we can get to the fence. Cluster some together. And what's going to make these separate is when we start putting on some white. Down here, these are, ew, that's too blobby. Too blobby, that's a technical term. I'll put some white on those to make that look like it's a little cluster. So cute to get all this color in there. You can see I'm not really putting a lot of effort, but far away, it looks like I made a bunch of little flowers. Hello, Deanna. Deanna is my cousin. Janet is my sister. They're both in the membership. Deanna, you have a paint kit to come pick up. I know that it's Christmas is over, so it's time to get back to just relaxing and taking care of yourselves. Okay, this might not be enough. We don't want a line, so I don't want a line and a line, so I'm going to fill this up in here a little bit. Remember, we're breaking it up with the fence. Don't worry about it too much. Make sure you get some down on the end. Now watch. I just added some white to my brush, and I'm just going to touch some of these just to make it look like they're darker underneath and they're more dimensional. It seems like we're putting way too much energy into these little flowers, but all of that stuff makes a difference. Especially if you get a big blob over here. Look at this. I'm going to separate those into two or three little flowers. You guys, I think sometimes when you're not used to painting, you overthink it a little bit too much. These are farther away. I'm going to be lighter. Okay, looking good so far? So far, we could put way more in here, but I want to get to the fence. That's what we're doing in here. We're getting to the fence. I probably won't do a lot more with these flowers until we get the fence in and then see where it might need something. Okay, good. It's good, it's golden. Now in the picture, there's a really bright white on top of each one of these, and you can add that. I don't usually change brushes a lot. I just put white on the corner of my big old messy brush, and I'll just put some white little toppers. Give it some life, because otherwise it's just flat. All the colors are the same tone, it's just flat. And remember, we can still put more pink and white in here. All right, stop, Susan, stop. Okay, we've got that. We will add more pink. We may add some more purple up here. We'll just see. We'll see. Let's get a medium paintbrush. You guys know that this is my favorite medium paintbrush. This is a Moderna, which is ironic. This is a Moderna brand. They're usually about $9 at Hobby Lobby, and I get them on sale when they're 50% off. I also have a 1-inch Moderna, and look at how nice these stay. These are like a year old. So nice. This is still a year old, and it's the nicest brush. And I seriously, I'm the worst. These brushes have been in here for like 3 days. Shh, don't tell anybody. I'm the worst. So these are really good. It's worth the investment. This one had a gripper on it. I don't know where it went. Probably when I washed it, it came off. But the grippers are nice. Look at those fingers. So Moderna. I know I'm horrible. Do as I say, not as I do. You guys remember that? Okay, let's get fence in here. Now, this is a rough-hewn split log fence. So, split rail. So, we do not need to measure, draw lines, do any of that. What we're going to do is take a small paintbrush, and we're going to just draw the lines that we want. And you can see that up here, it's close. So, I'm going to start with probably white, so that if I need to cover it up, I can. Okay, look at the smallest white. I'm just gonna make a mark right here. That's where I know I want to start my split rail. And then down here, it just goes down about 1 inch or 2. It's not huge. Okay, it just goes from there to there. Slight, slight, slight. Now this one, if you fold this in half, it's called gridding. You fold it in half. This is the halfway mark. So let's say this is half. It's halfway in between half, okay? So I folded this in half, and this log is halfway between the halfway part and the top. So this is halfway, this is the top, this is about the halfway mark. This log comes all the way down to the halfway mark. So that's what we're gonna do, so watch. I'm gonna take from this point that we made and just make a line down to, oops, wrong one. A line down to that one. I didn't pay attention. And then this one goes to this one. Okay, so totally messed that up. Totally messed it up. Okay, so I just wiped that off. That's why I use white so it doesn't show up. So it's a little bit narrower here and a little bit wider there. Okay, now we have a couple of rails. And because we're close up, the rails are close to the edge, probably about an inch or two. And it goes above the rail and below the rail. You guys see that? I thought that brand, oh, you did buy it? Did you like it? Oh my gosh, they're so awesome. So awesome. Okay, so you can see this is a little narrower and this is a little wider. It's not a huge difference, but it's a difference. And then we're gonna put the next one over here so it's not in the center. We don't wanna put anything in the center because your eye goes to the center anyway and will keep you from looking around. So we're gonna figure out where center is and go just over a little bit. The post goes above the rail and below the rail. The reason you can't see the other rail there is because this fence is viewed this way and this fence rail is here because when you're looking down, things are closer, so this would be farther apart. Visually, you know that, but when you're painting, you think, oh my goodness, there's no rail there. So you try to put a rail there and then it ruins the perspective of distance. So paint what you see and not what you think you should see. It's a big difference, you guys. I think that a lot of times, like when I have kids painting a shark and the shark's head is sideways and there's an eye here, they know the shark has two eyes. So there's a sideways shark and it has two eyes right here because in their head, they're like, no, sharks have two eyes. We do the same thing. We totally do the same thing. It's like we paint what we think, like what we know is in there. Like we know that there's another board over here. Like, isn't there another rail? And you ruin the perspective. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, so we have this. I want this to be a little bit more exaggerated. So I'm gonna make these about the width of my finger, but I'm gonna make this one up a little higher and make this one lower so that they're a little bit more spread out right down here. You can see that these are skinnier than these because they're farther away. It's like doing the train tracks. You know, when you're painting train tracks as a kid, it goes from wider to narrower. As you go farther away, they get smaller. You see that? Think of train tracks. This is a little bit bigger than that one. This is a little bit wider than that, but not a huge amount. But it makes a difference. It makes a difference. Yep, yep, yep. So I'm gonna still do this. I'm gonna make the whole wood with mostly black and brown. It's gonna freak you out, but you need to get that depth under there. Okay, so I just stuck that same brush, I didn't clean it. I stuck it in black and brown. I'm not gonna mix it together. You can see that it's brownish, grayish black, which is brownish, grayish black. And this is gonna come up here. I want it to come up a little higher and come down. This one is good. I'm gonna keep this one, and I'm gonna hold my paintbrush way out here because I don't want a straight line. I want it to be wiggly. Wiggly. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I want the underneath to be a solid line, not like it has jagged edges. Like, I don't want see-through like this. We don't want a lot of this, but this is okay. Okay. A little black brown. And then this one. Okay, oops. And it's okay, these are rough hewn. I'm gonna stick that same brush in that same paint. I'm gonna do this one. Now I want this one to start up here, but I want it to go a little bit lower, so I'm gonna go below that white line. Okay, so now we have that opening. Okay, just a little, okay, just a little. I'm gonna take that same brush and put it in just brown, and I'm gonna put some brown on here. It has brown and black. And then I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger over here. Not much, you guys. And don't try to make straight lines. I think people think that they have to be perfect, and perfect is not gonna work. Not gonna work. This one, and it's a little bit narrower. Okay, this is what we have. There's just browns and blacks in there. It goes narrower over here, wider over here, and my brush just had browns and blacks. Now the fence posts are behind it. I'm gonna take this, they're gonna go over it for right now, but I'm gonna put them behind it. So this one is narrower. I'm just gonna push hard. Using that same black brown, and this one is fatter, so I'm going to push hard and make another swipe. Okay, it's not a lot whiter, just a little whiter. It goes down into the grasses, so we're going to add some more grasses to cover that up. Okay, now, with my same brush, I'm going to take it and put it in a little bit of white and a little bit of this gray color. See, I mixed the brown and black to do most of this. A little bit of white and in that gray color, and I'm going to go back over that post because the post is behind. And I'm not covering everything. I'm not being perfect or exact. You guys don't stress out over this, just paint. I went out of the lines there, it's okay. And you have to cover up the post at the top and the bottom. And I pushed that post behind now. You can see how I pushed it behind? It's behind. There is a light source on this, and the light source is coming from the left and top. So, same brush, back in that same sludge. I'm gonna go on the left, underneath it here, not exact, maybe on the top just a little bit, and then the top. Okay, the top, we want a lot of white. And I'm not catching all of it. This is, the light would catch rough hewn wood at different places, not all a straight line. If it was a sawn piece of wood, it was a smooth sawed piece of wood, it would totally catch it even. But this is rough. And once you put that on there, that pushes this post back behind it. Look at that. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Don't worry about it too much. You can put, I'm not going to put too much lightness on there. Bring some more in here, mess with it. I may put straight black underneath of it. Okay, we're going to get some white. I'm just sticking that same dirty brush in some white and offloading it. And I'm just going to touch the edges just a little bit. I'm bouncing my paintbrush so that it's catching an edge, but it's not. Dip it in white, offload it. More white. It needs to be white. I'm not being exact, you guys. That's a hard part for you. You really hold on to that paintbrush. You can see I'm holding my paintbrush far away so that I don't try to control it. The harder you hang on to this thing, the less looseness that you get. Okay, I'm just touching, touching, touching. It's starting to look like split rail, a little bit. Little bit. Now with the underneath side, I'm going to wipe this off. I'm going to put it in some black. I may add a little brown. I just want it to be like a dark charcoal color, darker than these colors. Okay, so I just, mostly black, but charcoal-y. Offload your brush, and you're going to go underneath of it. This is shadowed. If it's too much paint, you don't want a lot of paint, offload that. I'm going to show you the top rail with the dark underneath it and the bottom rail without it. You can see that I'm just jiggling it because we don't want it to be solid. A little bit more black. Talking to myself. If you get too much paint, wipe it off on your paper towel. And especially crossing over these, we want it to be dark. We want to push those posts behind it. And then put some of that up there. Don't make it a straight line. Now, it's not a huge difference, but look at the difference between this rail and that rail. This looks like it's got light hitting on it, and this has a darker shadow. Okay, it's not a lot, but all that stuff makes a difference. And look at those flowers. Peeking up from behind. Do you even notice the flowers anymore? No, you didn't. Okay, let's get this. Now, Because this rail is in front of this, I'm going to put a little bit of black, irregular, on top. Okay, it's shadowed back there. And I'm not going to make it straight. This is shadowed back here, just like we did this. The light is over here, so there's a shadow under here, on the back, and over here, under, and on the back. Okay, what do you think? It just pushed that, so all I did was I put black underneath of this rail and on the right, underneath and on the right. And I forgot this right here. I'm just gonna do it on the left side of this, just a little bit. I got too much. Okay, pushes that backwards rail back. You can see that there's shadow here and here, here and here, here and here, there and there. What do you think? What do you think? Now, if I painted this on my own, now I've got to put the dark shadow underneath the bottom one. Okay, I'm just going to put this under here. I don't want a lot, so I'm wiping off my brush just a little bit. I don't want it to look like a big glob of paint. I just want it to be a shadow. Like it's like when you're painting a tree, you have to put a light edge and a dark edge. Okay, we're good? We're good. You may want to make this a gray fence. You can actually add some more white to your brown, instead of doing brown, and add some grays to it. Just make it chunky and okay. Have some fun with it. So you guys, that's all. You guys, that's it. That's it. So now we're gonna take some of our purple flowers and put them up in front of this post. And I probably am going to use, I'll use that brush again. Now I'll use this brush. What brush? What brush to use? I'm going to put some of these purple flowers right in front of just these posts, which it already looks like they are, so I don't have to work too hard. Okay, so that the posts don't show up, like they're not just there. And maybe a couple just coming right up above there. Right up over the edge, just so that you have some that are closer and some farther away. We might need a couple in here. I have a smaller brush. I'm just touching a few areas, and then we're about done. What do you think? You can add some more pink flowers. Don't get any flowers on there. These needed some highlights. These, I really want to put the white tops on there. Just, oh, that's yellow. Not yellow, white. White tops, because it needs that brightness. And then some yellow flowers. We'll just put some more yellow, because remember I painted over the yellow flowers. And just a couple of patches. Like, you don't want them everywhere. Don't put them all over. You just want a couple. These will be farther away and smaller. And you don't want them everywhere. Don't put them all over. So there's some here, there's some here. I'll put some down here. Just for fun. And then some pink ones. And we're done. You guys gonna paint this? Let me know. If you watch this on the replay, let me know. Put #replay. Little pink ones. I really want some little pinky ones in here. If you get, like in this area where I got too heavy-handed, you see that big glob? I'm gonna put some little pink ones on top of it. I'm gonna distract your eye. And I'll put some yellow ones down here towards the bottom of it, just to distract your eye a little bit. Now it doesn't look so blobby. Maybe a little bit of white. Look at how cute. I love this little painting. Okay, I pulled this off the internet. You guys can pull anything off the internet. You can go outside, take a picture, but look at it. These need some white. It's hard to stop, you guys. I don't know if you do the same thing as I do. It's really hard to stop. What did I do with my paintbrush? I lost it. Oops. Okay. These need some white here. Some white. Where were they? Oh, these. Just to soften those up. They're too dark. Like the ones up close will be darker than the ones behind. So get some white on there. How's that? Is it good? I know it's hard to stop. And you know what? I'm glad you're going to paint it, Tina. I kind of figured you would. Let me take this off and let me show you the difference between trimming out your multimedia pad and tape, or let's put this down here, or not. But look at this. I'll put this over here. Let's see. Nope, here. And okay. So as I pull this up, it's going to release the stickiness so it doesn't tear my paper. Okay, I'm just going to hold this off to the side so it doesn't burn me. Go slow. It just releases now. It still is going to pull up some of your paper, but not as bad as it would without it. If you just started ripping this off, it would tear up your paper. And if you take your tape and pull it off straight, it's more likely to tear. And if you do it sideways like this, it's not near as likely to pull up your paper. I'm using a heat gun, so I have burned my fingers before because I don't pay attention. I'll show you this sweet little painting. I'm just pulling up the tape. I'm going slow enough so that it doesn't pull up my paper. Get an edge. And voila. What do you think? Do you like it with a white edge, or would you like to have it painted all the way to the edges? You love my paintbrush. My paintbrushes are awesome. So look, do you like it better painted all the way to the edges, or do you like the crisp, clean border? I like the border because when you put this into an 11 by 14 picture frame with glass, it has its own matting. It makes it so nice and pretty. Hey, Debbie. Debbie, we just finished this painting. There's a picture of it in the previous post. I'll take a picture of this and post it. It was mostly a tutorial on how to do a split rail fence to get the shadows and stuff. You like the clean edges? Yeah, I like the clean edges too. Love the clean edges. But look at this. So if you have this, let's see, I have a, do I have a paint? So this is a jumbo one, but look, if you put it in here, it would automatically have a frame. Like it would be, like it was automatically matted. Is that charming or what? Let's get this under here. So charming. Look at it. That's just a simple painting that can go on anyone's wall. Super simple, super charming. Yeah? There's tons of different frames. Most of the frames I have over here are square for some reason, and I don't know why. I have some bigger frames that are, I don't know where they went, you guys. Anyway, frames make a difference. Use the frames to make it fit your home, fit your style. If you like contemporary, this would be super, super charming with a brushed silver or nickel frame. It would also look very good with the gold frame, because it has the yellows and stuff in it. It would look good with a rustic wood frame for farmhouse or a whitewashed frame. You guys, go take this. Like if you want to frame this, take this to Hobby Lobby when they have their 50% off, which is every other week, and hold it up. Hold your frames over the picture so you can get an idea. But I love it that you use the multimedia. One of the reasons why I like the canvas panels instead of the gallery wrap frames, it's easy to pop in and change out your paintings for the season and actually hang your paintings up. Like hang them up. All right, was that helpful? Tina, was that helpful? Tina said, hey, I want to know how to do fences. So we're doing fences. So if you guys, this is your group, if you have any requests or there's anything that you want to learn, thanks for the love. That's so sweet. If there's anything you want to learn, post it in the group. Even if I didn't ask, say, if something catches your eye and you're like, oh, I've always wanted to learn how to do that, post it in here and we'll do it. Yay, I'm so glad, Tina. You can do this type of fence. Every type of fence that you do has a dark side and a light side, even if it's flat. And there's a pushback side and shadows. No matter what, if you're doing a white fence, your shadows will be gray. So you'll use the white with a little bit of gray to make your shadowed side, okay? Yay, good, good, good. I'm glad you like it. So how do you guys like the recorded videos and then having me go live every other week? Thank you, thank you. My friend Tie-Dye by Tasha makes these for me. I did my laundry a couple months ago. I did my laundry and I realized I have probably 20 tie-dye sweatshirts and shirts. I think I like them. My mother-in-law loves this one. She swears she's going to steal it every time. So her birthday's Friday, so I had one made for her. I'm going to get that on today. I get to pick it up today or she's going to drop it off. Tie-Dye by Tasha. I'll put the link if you want to know what she does. She does amazing work. She's an artisan. She uses wonderful, this is a reverse tie-dye. She uses dyes that I've washed my shirts like 100 times and they are still bright and vibrant. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Look at this one more time. Can you see yourself painting that? If you do, I would love to see it, definitely, and post it in the group. There are so many people in this group that are professionals, business owners, and they use this group to paint and decompress. So they're not interested in being in part of a community and chit-chatting and visiting. So for all of you who are behind the scenes and you're doing this just to relax and breathe for a minute, I appreciate you. I so appreciate you. And if you don't want to pop in, you don't want to post your paintings, I know that you're in the background painting and getting some good you time. So I appreciate all of you. Tina, you're awesome. I love all the paintings that you post in here. Brooke, you got to paint. It's the Christmas craziness is over. You got to carve out some time and then post them. We like to see them. Even if you hate it, even if you absolutely hate it, post it. Post it anyway, because there's something redeeming about every single painting that we're like, ooh, I like that part. Ooh, I like that. Or post it and say, this stinks. I don't know how to fix it. What can I do? And I can help you. Definitely, I want you to be happy with your paintings. Otherwise, you're going to sit frustrated and it won't be relaxing and fun. Right, Tina? Right, Tina? All right, you guys have an awesome day. Next Thursday, your video will come out with the angel. So how many of you like the angel with the wings? You can change the robe on her to be like a royal purple or a dark blue or a dark, like whatever, change the background. You guys think about what you want to do. Make a plan. And then we'll be doing the heart, which I like. I like the simplicity of it. It can go in a frame as well. Let's see. It's in here. It's in here. So look at this. Super cute. I painted it to the edges. I wanted to fill in the space. Okay. You can write anything on here. You can put, you hold the key. This is the name of the painting. You can change the colors. You can add some little purple flowers in there. Make it your own. I always say that. Make it your own. Paint it twice. Get a multimedia pad. Look at how many paintings I have in here. And some of these are just practice. Like I needed to practice doing palm trees or showing how somebody had, oh, look at this. I practiced using different brushes and splatter and different techniques just to see how they worked. I still do that if I get a new brush or I see a new technique. Okay, so look at how many paintings you can do. Look at this one. I did this one in the art and craft showcase. What do you think? You remember this one at Art and Craft Showcase? I like the taped edges. Look at that. Love the taped edges. We did this with Deborah. With Leah. Look how many pictures you can do. I scribble. I have a kids paint kit of the month club. I also do, which I never painted that one. I did the tutorial with you guys in here for the pumpkins. I have a group for businesses where they have license to use my paintings for their schools, for their Girl Scout troops, for their creative businesses. And so some of those are in there. that I was working on. All right, bye, Tina. I'm just hanging out with you, Tina. So have an awesome day. And I will have this posted for the angel next week. And yeah, the Art and Craft Showcase is discontinuing. Did you know that? Not really discontinuing. The Art and Craft Showcase is no longer a daily paint technique or painter, no longer a daily presenter, but now they're going to be using that platform only as events for fundraisers for breast cancer awareness, for relief for different tragedies that happen, for Alzheimer's. But you can get on. She's going to let you join for $15 a month, where they have a set number of presenters once a week. So her and 3 or 4 other presenters once a week, and it's $15 a month. So watch for that. I don't know if you saw that announcement, but that's how they're changing that up. So I won't be in there anymore. They've discontinued all of us as presenters. They may have us pop in on the other group. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out. She's trying to figure it out. Yeah. So that's no longer something that you have access to on the daily. So you're stuck with me and Leah. I'm so glad you're in Leah's group. She's got an amazing group. If you have kids and you'd like a Paint Kit of the Month Club, or just like to join just to get painting tutorials with videos and references and traceables and the images and step-by-step, you can join my other group. You don't get a kit. It's just $24 a month with 2 new paintings every month. You're not in Leah's group. Oh, you're not in it anymore? So I was going to be using some of Leah's paintings in this group because they're so beautiful. And I joined her group to share. So I had license to share some of her paintings in here because they're a different technique than I use, or they're just different. But there's a couple of people in this group that are members in her group. So they're already getting them. They're already paying for those. So nope, not going to be doing that. But I may do some free ones. I may do them free on here. Yeah? Okay, Tina, if you have any questions, anybody has any questions, post your paintings. Did you see I just painted the background with a paper towel? You can use a paintbrush. You can use a sponge. Whatever you want, but it's so fast. I even paint backgrounds of huge canvases with a sink sponge because I can just swipe that paint on. Yes. All right, thanks for the hearts. I got to go. Thank you so much, Tina. I love that you're in here. You're definitely a blessing and a joy, and you really are an encouragement to all the people that are in here. So thank you. Happy New Year, everybody. And next Thursday, we will have the angel video released, and I'll see you guys then. Yeah, you too, Tina. Have a great day. Bye, guys.